Can you say first who you are and your position?
My name is Tony Lloyd and I'm the Labour Member of Parliament for Manchester Central.
Can you tell us how you came to be involved in a Changemakers action and in the Assembly today?
Well, Changemakers have been working with people in my constituency in Collyhurst, just north of the city centre. And one of the things that the Changemakers were very helpful is making sure that people got together and had a collective voice. It's not that people didn't have voices in Collyhurst before. I'd raised the issue of their regeneration just before the last general election with the then housing minister to see if we could get the money committed before that election took place, but that wasn't possible. What made a big difference with Changemakers is that instead of having scattered voices and people operating independently and maybe pulling, not necessarily against each other, but not pulling in the same direction all the time, Changemakers brought people together in one big voice. And of course that makes a big difference to me, because I represent a huge constituency. There's maybe 130, 140,000 people. I don't know everything that goes on, but if people have got that kind of voice, then I have to listen. And that's one of the things that the whole process of local residents working with Changemakers really did do. It brought that voice to me. It meant that I was able to raise the issues that had been raised with me directly, actually, with the Prime Minister in Parliament this week. And as a result of that, we've now got a commitment that the Housing Minister will come to Collyhurst to talk to local people. So you can say from that bringing together of people through the Changemakers process, through those people raising the voice, that voice being heard, it's at least has now had to be listened to by the Prime Minister and has had some effect. We've not got everything we want, we've not got what we want, but at least we've got a process of dialogue, and that's, if nothing else, is the first but very, very necessary step. And of course that's why I was here today, because after all of those comings together, it was only right and proper I should come and pay some tribute to what the role Changemakers had played in making those actions take place and things begin to happen.
And will you be working together with Changemakers in future?
Well, as long as Changemakers are working with my constituents, then I'm bound to be working with Changemakers, and I think Changemakers will be working with my constituents, since there's an awful lot of them being here today.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Cheers.